Welcome to our Turnbull Custom Guns YouTube channel. Today we have this trigger guard that had some weird flaking aluminum paint on it. We're going to go ahead and bead blast this and use a little Brownell's baked Aluma-Hyde to put back on this trigger guard. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is drive out this roll pin that's holding the trap door or the hinge there, and we're also going to take out the pin here. There's a spring underneath there, so you need to be careful that holds the floor plate down. So let's do that. I like to use 2 blocks sometimes because it helps balance the part a little bit. You gotta be really careful with aluminum parts. They have a tendency to break when you push the pins out. For the roll pin, we used a pin punch that has a little rounded detent in the center. So if we can't find a good spot for this one. Finger on there and you pull it out. Alright, so we're going to set the pins aside and the latch, and these parts we're going to go and bead blast them. I'm going to use glass beads. It is better to use a sand bead because it gives a little more adhesion. But I haven't had any problems with glass beads, and I haven't had any problems with flaking, so instead of changing out all the beads in my sandblaster, that's what I'm going to do. So we'll go over to the sandblaster, and I'll give these a blast, and I'll be back. Okay, we're back from the bead blaster. That came off pretty easy. It wasn't a baked on finish. But what we want to do now is make sure that any oils are off it. That's one reason why before you put stuff into your bead blaster, it's always good to degrease it. But we're going to use denatured alcohol to give these a wipe down before we paint them. And I'm using gloves so that I don't get oils from my hands onto them. These are painter's wipes. They're a lint-free wipe you can get from any hardware store that work pretty good. Not very absorbent, but for stuff like this, they work great. So once we get these all wiped off, we'll put them on hangers. I'm actually going to take it outside to paint it. Today's a nice day, and that'll give me a good look at it while we're putting the finish on. There. We're just going to use some coat hangers or mechanics wire to hang them. Alright, so I like to have something set up so I know I can hang them when I'm done. And a box here that I can test my spray pattern. I've already used this can before, so the nozzle may or may not be so great. You can see how it's spraying. That's not okay. So we got to clean the nozzle. There. So as you can see, we've got a better spray pattern now. Make sure it's mixed up well. So I'm having some spray issues. I have some other nozzles I'm going to go get. Alright, so I went and got another nozzle. It's a regular spray nozzle, not a fan. But it'll work if we're careful. So we're going to recoat over this. The hardest part is making sure you get everything covered. This covers pretty good with one pass, but never hurts to do two, just to make sure you've got everywhere. That's looking pretty decent. Trigger guard, another look. Then after that, we go ahead and bake it at the oven for 195. All right, and there we go. All baked, and it's got a nice, super hard finish. So much better than it was before. Thanks for watching.